TGIF, what's up? Welcome to the Friday morning live voiceover Q&A. You got questions, I've got answers, something you need help with regarding voiceover. What can I do for you? Throw your question up in the live stream chat this morning and let me know who you are, where you're at. We'll do a little roll call as well towards the end of the stream this morning. I'm Bill DeWeese, professional voiceover talent. Been doing this for 16, going on 17 years now, full time. I've recorded over 10,000 paid projects for just about every company imaginable. And I'm also a voiceover coach and demo producer. And this is what I do. Every weekday morning, we get together for a few minutes just to talk a little voiceover, to share a thought, a tip, a strategy, maybe a little motivational thought to kind of get you up off your seat and get you moving forward towards profitability in voiceover. Underline, highlight, all caps, bold, profitability in voiceover. That's my goal, to help you make money. And hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for checking in. And as the questions begin to roll into the live stream, again, this is a Q&A. So this is all about your questions and me giving you a little bit of guidance along the way. So just throw those up there and I'll get to those here in just a moment. But check out the description underneath the video here. I've got links to all kinds of resources, but the very first link on there will give you all the information about my voiceover blueprint. It is the ultimate voiceover training, mentoring, coaching program. All right, we want to get you in there. We want to get you learning, and just check it out. Click the link, just check it out. See what you think. Let me know in the description below. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Wow, thanks for showing up this morning, guys. Janet in Florida, what's up? Susan, happy weekend to you in New Jersey. Amanda in Alabama, how you doing? Hey, Don, and on the Jersey Shore. Hey, Steve, when you're doing a commercial voiceover, do you usually read it straight through even if there are several gaps in the finished product, or do you record it with gaps? I assume what you mean is between each commercial. So what I'm producing, as a matter of fact, I have a demo session this morning after I'm finished here. I'll be coaching and producing a commercial demo for a voiceover talent. And so what we'll do is we're going to record, the demo should be, if it's a commercial demo, between 6 to 8 scripts. And by that, I mean like segments. Those segments will typically be between 5 and 10 seconds in length. So they will be produced individually. And then they will be put to get the demo. We'll run them back to back to back. What you don't want gaps. You don't want gaps because the attention span of somebody listening it's about the length, of the lifespan of a gnat. I mean, it's just like here and gone. So you've got to be able to, you got to keep things moving quickly. So you just move from segment to segment to segment to show them the range of your capabilities. Edward, what's up? Will in Arkansas. Good morning. Doug in Greensboro, North Carolina. My 16-year-old daughter is looking for part-time work. She is an excellent reader. Is the VO market open to teens? Advice, please. Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, there's opportunities for little kids all the way up to folks, approaching 100 years old. It's just a matter of, getting a demo, getting some preparation, getting a demo, and getting in front of the right people. And then you have to ask yourself, well, what's the market for? For 16-year-olds, there could be there's going to be some commercial work possibly available, not to the degree that there is for those who are a little bit older, I would imagine. And I'm not speaking as a 16-year-old, so this is just my observation. In which case, it'd be good to have an agent for representation. But there are a lot of talent rosters out there. There's a lot of content producing companies that keep their internal rosters, so you have to market directly to them. And also, for those of you who do this professionally and you have agents, you probably realize that your agents, it's not uncommon for an agent to say, hey, I've got a script here. If you've got a kid that's 10 to 11 or 10 to 13 or 15 to 20, available in the house, have them audition for this. I did that. My oldest son, Tyler, back when he was a teenager, had the opportunity to audition for a Disney project that way. He didn't get the job, but he was shortlisted on it. So yeah, there are opportunities. Let's see here. Jan, or perhaps Jan in South Africa. Good morning. Good to have you here this morning. Piper in British Columbia. Tess, good morning in Atlanta. Hey, Ed, how are you doing this morning? in Castleberry, Florida, where it's currently 57 degrees. You've got us outdone by about 20 degrees this morning. Kalishi in Zambia. Hey, thanks for being on the live stream today. Don, good morning. Don's working on revisions this morning in Kansas City. That's a big part of the gig, isn't it? Revisions and pickups. What you find out very quickly is that I would say 75% of all work requires some sort of revisions on the backside. So it's a big part of what we do for sure. Steve, let's see here. He's clarifying the question. I mean the time in a finished commercial where there's no voice, just pictures or sound effects. If it's a video demo, you can let it play out to the end. But if it's strictly audio, once you're done talking, you need to quickly get to the next commercial. And by quickly, I mean less than a second, probably less than a half second. Rusty, on a bus in Grand Rapids with the NMU Marching Band. I'm their announcer. Oh, that's fantastic. So I assume that is Northern Michigan University. That's awesome. Good times. Hey, and give our best to the band. Too bad we don't have a telephone patch for you this morning, Rusty. Maybe the band could pull out an instrument or two and play us a little wake me up. Hey, Guy, good morning to you in the suburbs of St. Louis. Jack in Australia, good day to you as well. Sammy in Kenya, good afternoon. Live from Metro Atlanta. Good morning to you. And working with Ed here on his demo in about 40 minutes. I'm looking forward to it as well. We'll have a good time and create a killer demo. It's going to be good stuff. And by the way, if you're interested in having me produce your next or first voiceover demo, simply drop me an email, training@billdeweese.com, training@billdeweese.com. Matt in Orlando. Matt says, I seem to remember from my DJ days that the longer the speaker cable, the less quality the sound. Does the same hold true for an Ethernet cable? Wow, you really think I know a lot about a lot of different stuff. I can tell you this, though. When it comes to an Ethernet cable, my understanding is I think there is some degradation, more so than, let's say, a fiber optic type of cable, but I think it's very minimal. So, for instance, I have used an Ethernet cable that was probably 30 or 40 foot long before. I got like one that's like, it's huge, that I've used. I haven't had it fully extended. But I used the entire, I used the cable with no loss of quality, at least no noticeable loss of quality. So I doubt that unless you're running it like for miles, I don't think you're going to have an issue. Good morning, Leo. Good morning, Walt. Asking where you can get training in voice acting. Walt, that's why I'm here. Drop me an email. Well, actually, better yet, go into the description below. Click that first link for the VoiceOver Blueprint training program. That is, in my humble opinion, the best voice acting program on the market. And when I say that, it's because it produces successful voiceover talent. That's how I judge success. When I see my students, making great part-time incomes, full-time incomes, six-figure incomes, multiple six-figure incomes, that's what I judge that on. So, Walt, click the link, get more information, get in the program. All right. Good morning from Lyman at the Jersey Shore. All right. May I ask, what are some ways we can make our voice sound younger, say from 40 to late 20s? Yeah, well, there are physical differences, obviously, that happen between youth and becoming more mature. Well, I like the word mature now that I'm, in my 60s. So please don't say old or senior citizen. Although I did just get my Golden Buckeye card, which entitles me to a discount at various locations throughout the state of Ohio. That aside, what happens as you get older is we tend to, a couple things, our voice begins to drop a little bit lower, and we begin to lose our vocals, our breath support, our diaphragm support. So the older we get, the more the voice begins to come more into our chest. And so the older you want to sound, the less diaphragmatic support that you want to give yourself until, the older we get, we tend to get a little more raspy and the voice becomes a little more wispy. When we're young, before a voice drops, it tends to be up here. So part of it is physically the voice is going to be up here, but also could be our vocal inflections, where somebody perhaps younger than 40 does a lot of up inflecting at the end of a sentence, like this. Whereas if you're over 40 or 45, you might resolve that down more, or you would end the sentence more like this. That's just a generational thing. So there's those two things to keep in mind. B. Good morning to you in Chicago. Good morning, Singapore. How you doing? It's actually, I know it's night there, but you get the idea. And good morning to Bill in Athens, Greece. No, good morning, Bill. Athens, Greece here. Sorry, I'm Bill. Hey, Glenn in Allen, Virginia. Just recorded for the state of Virginia earlier this week on one of those, how beautiful the state is, so hop in your car and come down for a visit kind of thing. It was a fun job. Is it a good idea to have background? I assume you mean music sound effects in your first demo. If you're producing it yourself and you don't have experience in that, no, it's not. Just better to have a good dry voice demo. But if you're having it professionally produced, of course they will. Or if that's your background and experience, because it's there's some things that you need to understand to do it properly. So personally, if you're brand new at this, I recommend just doing voice. Okay, James, what's up? Jack, have I ever used Megami Gold XLR cables? Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I hear they're really good. That's why I use them. But I have really cheap cables that I use, and frankly, I can't tell the difference. So, yeah, I think the brand thing might be a little overrated. I'm sure there's a reason why they are done the way, priced the way they are, and I'm sure technically, there's more time spent, and maybe they're put together in a better quality. But in terms of the result that I get, I can't tell the difference personally. Linus, good afternoon to you in Sweden. Completely new to the voiceover business. Lyman, welcome. I need like a bell to ring or something for all you new guys. Hey, thanks for being here. Hey, Rob, he's on the road. He's at the Naval Air Station in Jacksonville. See you, but I can't listen. In a briefing. Have a great day. I'm sorry I don't know sign language, or I could communicate back. But hi, Rob. Thanks for checking in. I hope you have a great air show this weekend. Let's see here. Steve says have a great show as well, Rob. Good morning from Tom in Syracuse, New York. He wants to get into the Blueprint program. Wants to ask a few questions. Okay, the way to do that, what happens is if you're in, we don't just take everybody in the Blueprint program. There's an interview process and a qualification process. So, and by the way, that doesn't mean you can't be brand new and be in the program. You absolutely can be. But what you need to do, Tom, is go to the link in the description, the first one, and then there's a calendar program and where you can set up a time to learn more. Carl Lynn, my mic volume is all the way up and gain on interface is all the way up, but I'm still not getting to 12 dB. What am I doing wrong? And it's hard for me to diagnose something sitting here and knowing just the fact, you have everything turned up. It could be that the software driver needs to be updated. If you've recently updated software on your computer, perhaps the software for your audio interface is not up to date. That would be, the first thing I would look at. And if that doesn't help, you might want to call the manufacturer of your microphone just to troubleshoot and make sure there's not a problem with that. I'm sorry I can't do more than that, but in this scenario, that's about it, without being there, that's about the best I can do, or to have more time to talk about it. Good morning to you, David, in Augusta, Georgia. He's a newbie to the business. I want to know if I should get my equipment before I sign up for your training. No, you'll need to get, that's really all should be done pretty much simultaneously. You're going to need to have equipment to do the stuff that you need to do. But if you want to buy the equipment first, that's great. But within the Blueprint, there's going to be information about getting set up, how to do that properly. My son, the audio engineer, Alex, does a weekly a live coaching webinar, so you can get on with him and talk about that. And so it's, to do it simultaneously is best, because then you're getting the input and feedback to make sure that things are set up properly and that you're getting the best out of your equipment and your setup as you possibly can. Thanks for asking. Hey, Tyler, good morning. I heard you used to be a teacher. Any fun teacher stories? Oh, hey, yeah, I used to be a college professor for about 14 years, and oh, every day was fun. I'm trying to think if there was anything unusual. I can't think of anything like crazy unusual. I think the most exciting thing that happened to me as a teacher is one year, the student body dedicated the yearbook to me, and that was it was beyond fun. That was one of my more meaningful experiences as a teacher because it's fun and it's awesome to be able to invest into people's lives like that and then to, get that kind of feedback and acknowledgement. That was pretty special. That's something I'll never forget. Hey, Darlene, good morning to you in Lexington, North Carolina. Dave in Newcastle, Australia. Hey, Dave, good day to you. All right, guys, it looks like that will wrap it up for us. Thanks for being on the live stream this morning. We get together. Oh, Leo, thank you for the note there. Okay, so thanks for being here, and we get together every weekday morning about this time to talk voiceover. So make sure that you've subscribed so you get notifications when I go live, and give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up, share, check out the resources, and again, I appreciate you being on the live stream this morning. Have yourself